The stuff that happens here, I can't explain it. You have to be here. It's just a magical thing. I'll never forget two kids, a boy who was really so painfully shy, he hardly talked to anybody, and this really remarkable young woman, and they're sitting next to each other in the pool, and this young man, he had hardly spoke to anybody the whole 3 or 4 days we had been here, and he said, "How did you get injured?" She said, "How did you get injured?" And I just remember sitting a little ways away and listening to this conversation. And he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And they just had this conversation and they made a bond for the rest of that week at camp. And I'm like, where else? Where else would they have that? And now we've got these kids that are graduating from college, and I like to think that campus, and I think most of them will tell you that it's been instrumental in that because it's made them feel like there's a place for them in this world.
Summer camp. Kids hang out by the lake and talk about whatever creatures swim by.
It was how it got started. We started to see all of this stress, like unbelievable stress. So we started this support group. And we would have it on at the hospital on Saturdays, and it became a huge like decompression. We had volunteers take the campers, or the kids at the time, and have the parents alone, and oh my God, they were just over the top with stress. And this one mom, about the 3rd or 4th support group meeting, we had them every 3 months, she said, "You know, if I just had 1 week, I have a nurse in my house every single night. My husband and I haven't been intimate in 2 years because there's a woman in the room next door. I can't go out to dinner with him and have a few drinks because if my nurse calls in sick, I have to be the one staying away." You know, and we're listening to all this and realizing they have a love-hate relationship with their nurses. But this 1 week, when she said 1 week, I'm like, oh my God, she's talking about camp.
Kids who couldn't normally fire one.
So that was how it all came to be. It was really for a respite. I was thinking we'd do this once. No, this has to be every year. And I thought, holy shit, we have to do this every year. These kids can't wait to come back. Like, it's the only vacation they get. And I didn't know about the magic at camp. And this is where they're kids. You know, they are the epitome of kids here.
It's just for people who use ventilators. They can just have fun and just do things that they want to do.
They know that I'm gonna have fun here every time.
Well, we went up in a tree house, then we did horseback riding.
We ride horses like we did today. We eat good food. We go up in a treehouse. Yep. We play pranks. We and we just have fun.
But they can't do all the time because, of the ventilator or whatever they have going on. It just makes it easier and more fun to do stuff.
It's the closest thing to real life they ever have.
We just have a lot of fun. It's just really fun.
And I just love coming back every year.
Head on the sides, you got the buckle. There you go.
I could tell stories until the batteries run out about families who come here and go, "Oh, well, we can't have that." They don't know, they haven't been exposed. And I get it, I'm a parent, you think you have to keep them like this.
I've never even seen an event before this camp, except for on orientation. They do a great job with that. But before that, I've never even seen a ventilator before. And then, now I still don't see them. You know what I mean? Like, I just see the individual, the kids.
For some of these kids, this is camp week. These are their camp friends. This is who they expect to see when they're here.
Well, I didn't really know what to expect, and I know I wasn't doing it alone, so that helped make me feel a little bit more comfortable, but absolutely I was a little bit more nervous about it.
It's scary. I had a lot of anxiety coming in for my first year because, like we've talked about, like, you just see these kids as fragile. Like, that's kind of what they're painted as a lot of times, and they are fragile, right? But they are also they've gone through a lot, and they're very durable as far as, like, I don't know, just their spirit, I guess, is what's durable. And we're out here and we're nurturing that, and we're facilitating ways that they're growing in that way.
Like, honestly, this has probably been one of the happiest weeks I've been in a while.
Some of them, you know, can't move their arms and legs, and they're on a horse and they're riding this creature, which I've been scared of for, I don't know, a couple years now. Like, it's just amazing. It inspires you to want to do something more.
I think I might need to change my plan. I think I need to get off of the adult unit in mod. I might need to start working with kids now. Like, it's really changed my whole perspective on things.
And that everyone could be here, and it's a lot of work, and I'm tired, but it's so worth it. I don't know. You can't have camp every week of the year, but kind of wish you could.
It's the camaraderie of being together and away from your parents. And every kid's parents has a preconceived idea of what they can and can't do. And when you get to camp, that's gone. And now all of a sudden you've got camp counselors who, they have no preconceived idea.
So, these kids are so great. And I kind of had no idea that I would feel this way out here. So
it's kind of what keeps me coming back every single year, is to be able to have those kind of experiences with those kids. Need a little bit more love, and that's something that we can do for them, for sure. And that's what really speaks to me.
For sure. And a lot of kids, like, once camp is done, they're like, oh, right, only 300 and something more days left till camp next year.
Yeah.
And, like, already the countdown is starting the minute they are in the car.
And so for something like this to have been put together, to focus everyone on giving that opportunity at least 1 week out of the year is really awesome.
Every person who hasn't been a really dedicated camp volunteer thinks of all the stuff you do, and that's why you send a kid to camp to do that. But it's not that. It's that magic feel. It's like, I guess that's what it is. They get to be kids here. They're not patients. And that's what camp does. That's the magic of camp, is having no preconceived ideas of what any kid can do.
Let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.